Howdy, my name is Pablo. I'm the Chief Technology Officer at Vox Media. I've been at Vox Media since the earliest days. We started out just as a small group of people back in 2007, 2008, and me and my team came on board to help out with the technology side. We literally worked in a basement back then, building out our platform, which we call Chorus now, and helping build the company. And eventually went from a collection of sports blogs to what we now proudly describe as a modern media company. What we thought was, our premise was, you need to have not only wonderful talent and voices on the media side, producing your stories, doing your stories, but you also need to have the ability to take advantage of the new medium, the new internet multimedia ecosystem. And so a modern media company, a company that was going to really solve the problem of how do we reach audiences, how do we have a sustainable business in this changing media landscape, was one that needed to have talent and technology. So when we started out, there was this network of sports blogs. There was people organically growing, covering different sports topics around the country. They had wonderful natural grassroots voices that they were reaching audiences that were craving for an authentic voice. We came on board to take that capability, those voices, and give them a platform that they could grow their audiences on and solve the technology side of the problem. We were able to solve their workflow problems more easily, and we immediately saw value from that. They were able to focus on what they did well, which was speak eloquently about their sports teams, and we were able to solve their technology problems. This idea of needing to have a good technology and product foundation married with your authentic voices was very important. And the way that it helps you keep up and adapt to changes is a cultural piece that fits in there. You have to have strong empathy across the board, from the technology side to the journalism and media side, and vice versa, so everyone kind of understands that they're in it together. It starts with how you build your company from the beginning. You don't think to yourselves, we're just doing media, we're just doing journalism, we're not gonna, we'll focus on that and figure out these other bits later. No, you think to yourself, I know how to do, I know the importance of media, and I know our journalism mission. That's the thing that we were trained and we know how to do. Let's broaden our thinking and think, well, what are our weaknesses on the product technology side, and build up empathy there. Or if you're coming at it from the other direction, you do the reverse. You think to yourselves, well, we know is technology, what I know how to build products. What don't I know about how editorial processes work and the demands of the media business? Let me learn that so that I can understand how to bridge the gap. It's difficult in the sense that each of these points you need to, it's a risk, and you need to assess when do you make the leap. What is the timing right for us to distract ourselves from what's working now and try something new? And I can tell you from my experience, sometimes that was pretty difficult, because I think to myself, well, we're doing this really well. It's going to be tough for us to now think about this other thing. It's difficult. It is a challenge. But if you emphasize empathy, transparency within your organization, if you get everybody from top to bottom to really understand why you're doing these other revenue activities, if they really get it, then that helps. Because if the toughest thing for any organization to tackle is this feeling that something's arbitrary, where why do I have to do this? What is the reason why we're suddenly shifting to this? That is an initial friction that's really hard to overcome. But if people understand the reason why you're doing it, how it contributes to an overall mission, why doing sending some resources to produce a show for Netflix really helps the journalism activities that you're doing with Vox on the other side, then it becomes easier to make the kind of trade-offs you need to make, and it makes it easier to kind of swallow the the stress and risk of taking these leaps. It ends up being a leap of faith no matter what, but you have to have confidence.